He was
Hello, we are live. I'm not too sure where Alan and Jessie are, but we have some guests here. So I don't know if you all want to introduce yourselves.
Okay, hello, I'm Bush from the channel Books with Me. And congratulations, Abby, on your wonderful, wonderful achievement of 500 subscribers.
Thank you.
I'm Jessie from The Bookish Mom, and yes, congratulations on 500. So exciting.
And so fast.
Mm-hmm.
That is phenomenal. And I am Leslie with the Nerdy Narrative. How are you all doing? I am here, disheveled, but I'm here because I was not going to miss celebrating Abby's special achievement. Alan and Jessie.
Alan and Jessie.
Hello.
Good morning.
Congratulations.
Yes. We should have bought party hats.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I don't have any.
I didn't even think about party hats and balloons.
I don't have any.
I don't. Surprisingly, I don't have any.
Alan, Jessie, do you want to just introduce yourselves?
I'm Alan. I am not at present worked up about anything.
This is like the least animated I've ever seen you.
I know.
This is my normal, I talk like, this is my normal voice. I have not yet been worked up. Or
Have you had your coffee yet?
let's give it time. Yeah, I got coffee right here. I got coffee right here. I this is what I talk like normally. This is how I act normally, unless I'm. Give it time. Just give it a minute.
Just give it 5 minutes.
I'm Jessie, and I like to read books. I like to.
Oh, no. She's like, I like to read. Bye.
We just lost Jessie, so
I lost her. It's fine.
She'll pop back in.
yeah. So I thought we could just maybe talk through maybe some of our favorite books or what we got for Christmas, or if anyone has any questions for us, then shoot away with all those questions. So, Leslie, what did you get for Christmas?
Oh, man. This robe.
Ooh.
Ooh, that is
Nice.
nice.
It's,
Right?
It came in handy today because I was not getting dressed. Let's see. Probably my favorite is I got a rose gold Pandora bracelet, which I was wanting to start one, but I didn't want to pay for it. So my in-laws got me that. And a bunch of candy and no books. The only people who bought me books are all of you wonderful people out there. So I'm glad that everybody that watches us loves me enough to send me what I really wanted for Christmas. All the books.
All the books.
All the books.
All of it.
So I'm stoked for this year. I'm so stoked for my reading plans this year.
The thing is, when you have kids, you don't really get very many gifts for yourself. But we're doing we do big gifts, just kind of randomly. We're looking at getting me a new car. So that's kind of a big thing instead.
Welcome back, Jessie.
Yay. Jeff went the other day, he goes, "You got a new washer dryer?" I was like, that does not count as a Christmas gift.
No.
No.
But I'm going to get a new tattoo on the 15th, so
I
that kind
didn't
of counts.
get to get mine when I went home.
No.
Oh, I'll have to send you a picture of it. He sent me a picture of it.
Oh yeah.
But we were on our way to get it. We're an hour away, and Chris's uncle texted us. He's like, "Hey, I tested positive for COVID." Well, we had seen him last week, so we didn't know if he had been exposed or if it got exposed later. So we turned around and drove home, and we started quarantining. But it turns out he did get it after he had seen us.
Oh, okay.
But my tattooer messaged me like 4 days later, and he's like, "Well, it's a good thing y'all turned around because I tested positive today."
Oh no!
Yeah.
No.
So that just means
Sounds
I get to go back home sooner.
There you go. Positive side, right?
It's gonna be Chip and Dale, Jesse.
Yay!
It's Chip and Dale as Han Solo and Chewbacca, and they're standing on the Millennium Falcon, and the Death Star's behind them, but it's Spaceship Earth. So
Right.
it's so
cool.
cute.
Weren't
It's
you
so
friends with Chip and Dale?
That's
Yes.
so cute.
She was very good friends with them.
Very good friends.
That's why, I mean, like when I saw that, like she mentioned it in a video, I'm like, I love this girl. She's gonna be my friend forever because they're my favorite characters. They give the best hugs,
Not
You
anymore.
give really good hugs.
Yeah,
Nobody gives hugs anymore.
I know. Let's not talk about it. What did somebody else get for Christmas?
What did you get, Abby?
Yeah.
I got loungewear because that's what I requested. I was like, just continuing the trend of 2020 into 2021 by living in loungewear. I got some nice earrings, and my sister got me some bracelets, and yeah, lots of just like nice little bits and pieces. I've got a puzzle to do.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
A puzzle would take me all year.
I love puzzles. They're so fun.
I can't do puzzles.
I also like puzzles.
Things
I
fly
get too
across the room
frustrated.
when I do
Don't
puzzles.
do it.
Ugh!
Exactly.
Well, see, the problem at my house is if I drop a piece, the dogs eat it.
For that very reason, we have to do puzzles. We have a table set up in the garage because
Yeah.
same thing. The cats will knock them off, and then the dog will eat them. It's a
I-
tag.
I used to do
Tag
puzzles
team.
on our like kitchen table, but now that's my office. So I now have to do them on the floor.
I love puzzles. I got Animal Crossing. Does anyone play Animal Crossing?
No.
Dude, oh no.
Oh my god, it is so addictive.
I know. Welcome to the club, Jesse.
I need to get it. We have a Switch.
Just
do that.
do it.
My
Okay.
problem is the kids would take it over. Like the kids, I don't even touch the Switch anymore. It's the kids. But
It's
they
so
go to
much
bed
fun.
eventually.
It's so funny because when you describe to someone what Animal Crossing is and like what the point of the game is,
It sounds so
like the
boring.
most boring game on the planet, but it's just so relaxing.
It is the music and the environment. Just
Well,
mindless tasks.
I heard that the WoW game that I played like years ago, they created like WoW Classic a few years ago. They brought back the original game, and now they are expanding it to do the Burning Crusade, which is one of my favorite expansions.
That's when
And
I
I-
started.
That I think is
Same.
going to happen in May. So I'm probably going to fall off the face of the earth. Alan and Jesse, come. Let's go make a guild. Let's do this.
Okay,
Let's just-
Leslie, I ran 2 guilds across 2 MMOs. The answer is no.
There's
No, no, never again. It is like fortunately Shelf Space doesn't have any Discord drama, thank goodness. But like
right.
every now and then when I see drama pop up in Discords, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like running a guild.
Oh,
It's like-
man.
Oh,
Well, ours
Like-
was great because
I think it's you that just creates the drama. Like the drama over.
he's like, nothing's happening. What can I hate today?
Right. Alan is the Discord drama.
no,
Alan was
definitely. I'm talking about like, oh, why did so and so get that piece of loot when I've
Oh
like
my god, yeah.
Oh, see, we did
That
loot
was the worst.
council. We did loot council, so
rolled.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no! I ran a guild I played a really terrible. Before I ever played WoW, Sony released a MMO called Vanguard Saga of Heroes, and it was terrible. But
I
I
remember that.
it was my first MMO, and if you ever wonder why it's called the book Promise of Blood, it's because the game had just come out and it was so buggy. This piece of loot dropped, and it said "blood encrusted boots. And I think they meant blood-encrusted boots. But ever since then, we now say blood as blod, always. It's not
That's
an error,
hysterical.
choice. But I ran a guild there, and oh my gosh, I learned never to vent your rage in guild chat, in officer chat, because officers like took crap that I said like in the moment because I'm ticked off because we're screwing crap up. And they would literally they got mad at me. And so they just sent all those things that were said in officer chat to like the Gen Pop and just droves, just destruction. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's how that works. And so then in WoW, I did not run a guild, but I was second command. And I just, oh my gosh, I was in charge of range DPS, and that was my job. And I'm like, guys,
so this is what you did all the time. Quit standing in fire. Quit standing in fire. Quit standing in fire. Don't fall off the ledge.
And it was fine, but I insisted that we do random loot rolls because loot council and all that other stuff. So many people got their piece in their freaking bonnet because so and so. Oh, I deserve that. I deserve. Shut up. Just roll.
Our guild was like shelf space. Our guild was like shelf space. We didn't have drama. It was like my real life friends, and then like a whole group of friends in Indiana that we met up, and so we all got along really well. It was
we were one of the top rating guilds, so we raided all the time, and it was all very serious business. It wasn't a friendly casual guild, and so it was just stressful all the time, all the time. What you had sounds fun,
right?
We had a lot of fun.
Just ugh.
So Gregory says that we do have drama because some people are saying that Team Snow Miser didn't win.
I mean, yes, that's true.
They didn't.
That's our drama.
I mean,
our drama will forever be Rage of Dragons.
Will forever be Rage of Dragons.
Other people talk about that aren't a part of Shelf Space, and I get so tickled anytime I see it.
I feel very happy that was my month.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. I absolutely
conversation.
Loved it.
You're quite the divisive month.
But it was such a great conversation of both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, when you put forth opposing opinions in a friendly, in just a friendly way like that, it just makes it more enjoyable for those of us that loved it, which is
in a friendly
way to feel about the book.
I'm sad that my pick was just meh. It was
I liked yours, Alan.
Meh. I liked it too.
I liked it.
People liked it, Alan.
I've got book 2 right here ready to go. So
I'm probably gonna read it in April.
There was a lot of issues, and there was a lot of oh my god, why is there so many plot lines going on? But I had fun.
I enjoyed it, and I've heard that the payoff for the trilogy overall is just phenomenal.
Yeah,
so
that's what Raj keeps saying. So I'm like.
Yeah, and he and I, if he likes a book, I know I'm going to like it. So I'm excited.
I like him. He's so nice.
I'm sorry, Alan, for not reading it.
You're not sorry. You're not sorry.
I tried.
I'm not going to read anything again because I'm reading this till the day I die.
Yeah.
I feel as though you were always reading that book.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Is that a Marie's bookmark I see?
Yeah.
I
it
love
looks like
those
it.
bookmarks.
Yay.
I've got 20.
Same.
I have one, and my wife has one.
Thank you
They're
for
all
showing
here.
those to me, Vish, because
Right.
They're all right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all right here. I have a lot of bookmarks.
Oh my god, they're so pretty.
I'm
It's like you
impressed.
have bookmarks for every book.
Katrina sent me this
Yeah.
Saya Bank
Ooh.
bookmark that
Oh,
she
that
got.
is nice.
that
Oh
is
my
so
god,
awesome.
that's so cool. Katrina's awesome.
That is nice.
Yeah, she is.
She also got me his PO box address, so I could just pin it with hey.
Oh,
God.
poor guy. That poor guy.
No.
Can I have an
He's
arc? All of Babel, please.
I have an
He's gonna go check his mail, open the door, and Alan's face is gonna be like, "Hey, I just have a few questions."
Hey, I have an arc.
That is going to be you. Hey.
Want to play some Quelf? I hate Quelf. So,
Alan, I feel like you hate more characters than you like.
that's not true. That's not true. It's just no one ever talks about the crap that I like. I always have to talk about crap that I hate. Like everyone likes stuff that I don't like, and so that's what we talk about all the time. We never talk about stuff that I like. Or
What do you like?
Yeah,
I like-
what do you like?
like craps on it. Like I like great coats, but everyone's like, "Oh, Trader's Blade sucks." It's like, okay, that's fine, but why don't we talk about the fact that y'all hate the stuff that I like? Why don't we talk about that? Hmm?
I think we all just like seeing you riled up.
I
Alan.
think that's it. I haven't read Great Coat yet, but I have it.
I don't hate everything. I just hate like, what do I hate? I don't like Samwise. I don't like Hobbit. That's the problem. I
You
don't
don't like
Wild.
You don't like
no, that's
Avatar.
I
dumb.
don't like
That's
hobbits.
a dumb
The
thing.
only thing good about hobbits is second breakfast.
I mean,
I don't
not
like
wrong.
Hobbits. I don't like like when I play.
I mean,
D&D,
you can-
I hate halflings, and
I mean-
they're the same thing.
Somebody should have just punted Frodo with the ring. And
You'd have made it
I
there.
don't disagree with that. I don't
Just-
think so.
You also
Why?
don't like fairy
Eh.
romance.
Andrew, I don't
Alan,
tear
you're
it
going to make
apart.
Andrew scared to write books.
That's not the intention. I just
We
need
cannot
people-
frighten Andrew. He is too precious.
Andrew's
It's
not
not-
being protected.
It's not intended to frighten. It's just like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
The authors now, Alan.
It feels like it wasn't edited. And if someone had edited, like someone would have caught that. First of all, someone certainly would have caught you spelled Coliseum wrong, bro. Like 80
Yeah,
like
but that's
seriously.
more on the editor
Well,
than him
see,
himself.
So here's a difference I noticed. Because we were traveling, I was reading it on my Kindle for the majority of it, and I did not enjoy it. Like when I read it on the Kindle, I liked it. When I got home and got the actual physical book in my hands, then I loved it. So I think my experience with reading it, like, because there is things explained, but it's very fleeting, and I was missing it on the Kindle, I think, because I can read a Kindle like in an actual physical book. I'll read and reread and flip pages back and forth. So I think that messed with my liking of the beginning of the book.
I think
Did y'all read physical, or did y'all read Kindle, or did you listen?
I
to
I
don't
read
I
physical.
don't read ebooks at all because I don't. I like it. Ebooks take
You
me.
hate them, Alan?
No, it takes me 3 times longer. It takes me
We
3
found
times
something else.
longer to read anything on a screen than it does in my hand. Like it just takes too long. I don't know why I read so slowly on a device. And I also just like having this. Like
Yeah.
when there's a glossary, as there are in so many of these freaking books. Like, thank goodness John Gwynn included a freaking cast of characters in Valor when he didn't in Malice. But
Oh,
like I
yeah.
can flip back and forth to the front and the back like I have to.
Well,
It's just easier for
and-
me.
I mean, physical books give satisfaction in ways that ebooks and audiobooks can't. Like if something pisses you off,
Mhm. I'm not throwing my tablet.
And you can't do your smell test, can you, Leslie?
No,
If you
and
don't
that's
have a physical book.
extremely important. I had to show my mother-in-law the proper way to hold a good smelling book while continuing to read it. So you can smell it while reading it. She's like, "You're an idiot."
But she
Leslie, I
loves you
think that
anyway.
you're one of those like people that might have like the candles that smell of books.
Yeah, I need to.
Yes, I've seen those.
But I did teach her the different scents of books, and we explored I had like 5 or 6 that I packed, and I made her smell them all so she could smell the difference and see what the enjoyment was. And she did it. She was laughing the whole time. but-
People would like a demonstration of this reading and sniffing.
Oh, a demonstration? Well, I've got to get. Here it is.
Yeah, I
My
think I can
beloved Ship of Magic. Oh my gosh, this book.
Pretty.
I mean, I keep it right here because I have to smell it. But yeah. So while I was reading it, I was just doing this. You can only do it when you're on the left page. So you get a break when you're reading it on the right, and then
This is so fantastic. I didn't even know about the whole concept of smelling books until I started watching your channel.
oh,
Leslie.
really?
I smell
How
books
did you
all
do it
the
as like a
time.
kid? Like, you just always smelled a book when you got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Leslie,
page-
I don't do it while I'm reading.
I used
I've
to-
never smelled it
Oh,
while
you-
I was
Oh.
reading.
No,
Yeah.
Alan, I learned that lesson. I bought some. I mean, I buy used books all the time. And when I got the Farseer trilogy, I wanted the original covers.
Mhm.
And I made the mistake of as soon as I got them in the mail, I smelled them. And
Oh, that musty old book smell, like that's the best.
no. I'm pretty sure these were stored in someone's attic. And the pages are not yellow from age and heat, but probably rat urine.
Well,
Like,
I don't want you to smell the rat pee ones. Smell them
Right.
on a shelf.
Now, I
Yeah.
think that a used bookstore
Original
as a
review called the
whole,
bookish candles,
bookish candles.
as in the candles that smell of books. And
Yeah.
like reviews say which
I
ones
have
smell of books.
my wife really loves candles. Christina loves candles, and so we have a lot of candles burning, which is fine. But she can only burn the cinnamon ones when I'm not here or I'm outside because the smell of cinnamon candles, especially,
It's too much.
I feel like my nasal cavity and esophagus are on fire. Like I
Yeah.
feel like there's acid being poured
Candles
down
do
my
that to me.
throat.
Oh my
well,
goodness.
Kill
any
me.
scent. Like-
I cannot deal with cinnamon scented like candles. It's like just like the surface of the sun just entered my house and it's like Raiders of the Lost Ark burning my face.
This is very dramatic.
Right?
Yeah,
We
I was
now
about to
know
say that.
Alan Kryptonite.
It's all true.
Cinnamon.
Alan, I don't know. When I was at university, there was this challenge that went round where people like
I remember that.
I remember
put
that.
cinnamon in the kitchen and
I don't
got
like-
it everywhere. And
I do like cinnamon rolls. Like I will eat cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls. But I don't like the smell of cinnamon, and I normally don't like cinnamon on stuff except cinnamon rolls. They are excused, and I don't really know why. There's no reason for it, but
There's no rhyme nor reason. I mean, I just made Willow a cinnamon bagel this morning.
yuck.
Just butter and like some cinnamon sugar
Also
on
yuck.
a bagel. Delicious.
I ate my first bagel in quarantine this year. I ate my first bagel.
Ever in life.
Oh.
I am
So the
38.
next, I've got it. The next
38.
readathon, I'm gonna buy all of Alan's books and send them to him. I'm gonna sprinkle cinnamon in them.
that'll slow them down.
Defeat.
No, just make me read. Just make me read more Malazan, and that'll slow me down forever. It takes so long. It just takes so long. I was talking in my Discord earlier about I'm like, why all the characters think like this? And it was a sentence that had like a bunch of like $10 thesaurus words. And I'm just like you can say that. Like I get the sentiment of what he's saying, but like it takes forever because I got to filter every single thing through a bleeding translator. Like, so it just like, why do you have to talk like this? Like, I don't like to work when I'm reading fantasy. I work during the week. I work all day. I don't want to work when I'm reading. And it feels like a combination of a freaking, like I got to get past the philosophy textbook to get to the plot. Now the plot's cool, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, can y'all stop it? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
Looking forward to the review, Alan. You're just like, I don't care about this book.
You are like not winning at making me ever want to read that. Just like, never.
You just can't get to it. You can't get to the story.
It's like Andy comes along and I'm like, oh, maybe I could get into Malazan. And then Alan comes along and I'm like, no.
Yes, I like Malazan, but you have to be. I mean, you have to be willing to to deal with that. And the problem is like I'm not going to get into the Malazan stuff. I'm just not. Like, I like it because it's a military fantasy, and I really like the military fantasy plot, but I'm never going to be on board the Erickson is a genius. Oh, look at all the things he's trying to do. Like, okay, yeah, I get that it's postmodern. He's subverting tropes, but why is that necessarily a good thing? Like, I like when things go this way. Like, I think that's interesting. Just because you did something different doesn't mean it's necessarily better. And that's my issue. I don't.
Alan,
I feel like Stephen Erickson knows how smart he is and really, really likes to tell everybody.
I feel like he's about to pop into the chat though, because like,
Yeah,
I feel like he's like Beetlejuice.
Raisin, yes or no?
Raisins? No, I hate raisins. Gross.
They're disgusting.
Thank you.
I like
feel like-
raisins.
I feel like it's like Beetlejuice. Like you say his name 3 times and he pops into your comments.
Yeah. Click Erickson here. Click off Erickson.
Raisins are gross.
It's
I
Also-
like raisins. What's
I
wrong
should
with raisins?
clarify, I am enjoying Crippled God. It just takes me too longer. It just takes me longer to read than I want it to be.
Raisins are like little shriveled up grapes. I'm not a fan.
I don't like grapes. I don't like raisins.
Oh.
I like grapes. I don't like
Grapes.
raisins.
Grapes
like
are
them.
wonderful, especially if you put them in the freezer first.
I've
Yes.
never done that.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. Pro tip. Stick
Agreed.
them in the freezer.
But raisins, they're just sad.
They are very
Dejected.
No, I don't
grapes.
like raisins.
My kids like them.
All formats are great.
Grapes are basic.
They're good when they're covered in chocolate.
No, not even then.
Not even then. Kitty.
Bandit, look.
Hello, kitty.
There's
Oh my god, she's gonna freak out.
Egg virgin.
No,
Leslie,
Oh.
your animals are wanted on screen.
Well, I have one of them.
No,
I don't know
don't
where the other one is. Milo has been a little sickly today, so he and I have been on the couch suffering together.
Andrew, I don't know why I have to like prefer one over the other. Here, Sam. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Dogs over
Aw.
cats.
See Sam on the
No,
couch.
Dogs over
Sam.
cats.
Sam.
Every
I
day.
do agree.
Hey, bud.
Lily cannot jump on my
Yeah,
lap.
I agree too. Jesse.
Oh,
Dogs
She is,
over cats.
she is too large for this.
She looks so sad though.
She has looked sad since she was born. Like she just had
That's
that
just her
face.
face.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
just
but
her
she
face.
was
like,
so
we don't have a pet
adorable.
that we can bring in.
My dog is very like he's just like he like operates on like 5% energy until Christina gets home, and then he like, it's like he powers down when it's just me, and it's fine. It's like her dog before I met her.
Oh.
Like he'll go with me, but it's just like he goes with me, but he's like, okay, I'm coming, instead of like, oh, where are we going? Which, I'm like, come on, Sam, let's go for a walk. He's like, I guess let's
Are
go
you
for a
gonna
walk.
just go
Right.
When she gets home, like you may see it. She might come through the door, and then if she does, you'll see Sam.
Oh, there's a
Aw.
sweet puppy.
Hello.
See, mine's just old. She was my dog before I even met Jeff. But like she's 12 now, so she's an old lady.
Well, we got
Me
our
and Abby
pup
just sitting
together.
here. Don't
Aw.
have any kids.
She's my old lady with 3 legs.
Tripod.
So I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
I was looking up would you rather bookish edition questions,
Oh,
Ooh.
and I have one. Would
Yes.
you rather secretly love a book everyone else hates,
I already do.
or secretly hate a book everyone else loves?
I already do that also.
I would like to love a book everybody hates. I'll
Same.
stand
I
would do
there,
that too.
defend them till I die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather love books than hate books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
same.
I'd rather love a book everybody else hates, but I think I more often hate books that other people that everyone loves. Like
Akatar.
Look,
Yeah,
Alan,
sorry.
you loved Malice and you gave me life, so
Good
that
one.
will always protect you as far as
Aw.
I'm concerned.
and if I can frickin' finish Crippled God in time, I can Valor is the last on my must read books
Well,
this month. So
That's
it's full.
unfortunate. That
Well, I
means
gotta get through this
something.
stupid Crippled God. It's so long. It's 1,200 pages. So
You
long.
liked Malice more than I did.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, but
That's
that
because
just
it
means
takes
he's
a bunch
going
of
to
time.
love
I
the
feel as
rest of
though
the
if you like Malice or if you like Faithful and the Fallen, it automatically puts you in Leslie's good books.
Yep.
I liked the end. Like to me, it didn't get like good. Like it did not hook me until like 400, 500 pages in.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do. I'm
Yeah,
so
you
bored.
had-
And
you
then
had
all
to
of a
get
sudden, I was
past
like,
it.
ooh, I like this.
Yeah, you had to get
Sam, I
past
have
all
no
the
idea.
character development.
I just couldn't.
Can I have this? Thank you.
I do not like
Sleep
Vikings.
is life, but anything for
Vikings are fine. They're just not like Vikings are like low on my historical peoples ranking
Willow,
as far as fullness is
You don't
concerned.
have pants on.
Jesse, does anybody in your house wear pants?
I am wearing pants currently.
When I go over to my brother's
That's why-
house, my nephews are rarely wearing pants. I'm like, why? Like,
Okay, and the
This
thing
is
is, as a British
2020.
person, hearing you say that, it's just confusing.
what?
Kids don't like pants.
No, but pants aren't trousers here in Britain.
Oh, that's right. You
Oh.
call that's underwear, right?
Yeah.
What we call underwear, you call pants.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
the word-
so we do all wear pants.
We all wear
Okay.
Same thing. Pantsu is panties in Japanese. Pantsu.
All right.
Yeah,
I
there's
I
a
think I side with the Americans here. We just call it pants and then underwear.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
Underoos,
Americans are really good at naming things. Underwear because you wear it
under.
under. Just like the British and old people call yearbooks annuals.
Hey,
But
I call it
America
annual.
is like, you know what?
I've never heard that.
Book
Me neither.
about a year. It's a year book.
But annual would also work, even
But-
though I never heard it.
No,
called
no.
that.
When I was in high
Annual to
school,
work, you have to think harder than year book.
Well, Americans don't like to think very hard.
Wear. Underwear.
Most of us Americans don't like to think very hard. I agree.
My
Same.
students
Your students for sure. They're in high school. They don't want to think about stuff.
Every single time I put on a slide that has translation, they go, "Oh!" I'm like, why don't you just assume that I know y'all don't want to do it? Like, how about instead of groaning every time I put up a slide to
Just do it.
you guys be quiet and only make noise if there's something I don't expect. Like
Yeah.
you're excited to be doing the work. Let's just assume that I know you don't want to do it. So let's hold our groans to ourselves, shall we? Every time. Like, what are we going to do in Latin, guys? Are we not going to translate? As if the this time is different than the last time I showed you a slide where you have to translate something. Guess what, guys? It's a foreign language. You got to translate. Oh, free day, Mr. Walker, free day, literally. And I kid you not.
Free day.
Even if I had a free day planned, if a kid asks me that, I immediately go to my auxiliary plan, which is to make them do work. I hate when kids ask me to not do anything. So I am absolutely petty enough to make them do work because they ask me to not do work.
I would not. I mean, but isn't it an elective class too? Like, it's not a mandatory class, so it's not like they chose to be there, right?
It's
And
just
you're awake now then.
it's so hard because you're an idiot. That's why it's hard.
But like, they chose to be there, right? It's not. It's an elective.
No, they need 2 years of a foreign language if they want to get.
But it doesn't have to be that foreign language.
Yes, I know. I don't know. I tell them at the
That's what I'm
beginning
saying.
of the
It's
year,
an elective. Like they have
beginning of the
options.
year, at the beginning of the year, I say, y'all take Spanish or take Latin online so y'all can cheat. Like, don't stay in my class, please. Like, I tell them at the beginning of the year, I'm like, guys, there are easier paths to your 2 years of language. There's an easier path than through me. I promise
There's
you.
an easier path.
There is. And like, I lose a few, but then they stay. And I'm like, why do y'all stay? Go
I
somewhere
would
else.
stay in your
Like,
class,
go to my
Alan.
class.
So, Alan, the way to wake you up is to groan about doing translation.
I see
And
that.
suddenly you turn into this really awake Alan.
the next time I do a live stream when Alan's there and he's like, "Hey guys," I'm like, "Is today a free day?"
No, it is not a free day. We are going to learn about direct and indirect objects.
I mean, when you first got on here, you're like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Dang, are you more hungover than me?"
Oh my god, I want you as a teacher so bad, Alan.
I know.
Tired and depressed. Christina has been noticing, like, I've been more anxious and depressed the last 3 days because I know I have to go back to work tomorrow. And I just hate it. I hate it so much. And so I am, it bleeds me dry. Like, it just bleeds me dry. And I'm just so depressed every day when I come home. I'm just like, ugh. So that is why I'm just like down, because I'm like, today, the last day of freedom for
Well,
walking.
UK decided that tomorrow was going to be a holiday because why not? And
a free day.
we wanted to be off.
Free day for you.
Free day.
I
3
mean,
days.
Jeff was like that every day when he came home from work up until he quit his job this year. Miserable. I didn't even want to be around him. Then he quit his job, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but he's so much happier.
Well,
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to quit the job.
Yep. Chris
So,
said he
Jesse, was
wished
there
he
any
had
other
read it, like,
bookish
10 years
would you
ago.
rather?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Honestly, they're kind of like very obvious questions. Like, would you rather have someone ruin the ending of a book for you or
No.
never finish a book you were reading?
Ruin the
I'll
ending.
never finish.
Do not ruin the ending for me. Don't
Ruin
do
the
it.
ending. I don't care.
ruin it. No.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't.
want it ruined.
Looks up spoiler stuff.
Oh, I'm the worst. I straight Google it. I'm like, oh, there's a new movie coming out. What happened at the end? Because I know I'm not going to
Oh
see
my
it.
god.
Like when
I
Avengers came out, when Endgame came out, I knew I wasn't going to see it in theaters. Because like
I
having
am
kids, I just
appalled.
know it wasn't going to happen. So I was like, oh, day one, let me look up these spoilers. Knew exactly what
I am
happened.
shocked.
Oh my god,
Jesse.
Jesse, no!
My god.
Gregory, sorry. I'm gonna get
I
Gregory-
love spoilers. Kate too. Kate's
Gregory
a
said
spoiler
I'm-
fan.
I'm the final boss for 2 years of language. That's true. I am the final boss. Okay. Let's talk about spoilers for a second, because I keep meaning to bring this up, like with anybody I talk to. This is important. Guys, you need to be careful, all of you in the chat. When you are talking about, like, when you think you're being spoiler free, you need to understand that people who read a lot understand code, even if you think you're being spoiler free. You don't have to say so and so dies at the end. When you say, oh, just get ready, this ending's gonna break you, that's code for someone's going to die. And so you think you're not spoiling something. You are literally telling people that someone's going to die at the end. Like, we need to be more careful about this, because it's not a huge deal, because I mean, you are wondering who's it going to be, but it does kind of become it does become a little obvious at times, but I get it, guys. And I know you want to share like how you felt with like all this ending. There are ways to do it without doing that. Like, there's a part at the end of Greatcoats 3 that I continue to bring up that like really like moved me to tears. But I always make sure when I mention that part, I'm not talking about a character death, because I don't want people to think that that it's not a character death. It happens. It's a conversation between two individuals that was just really moving for me. But that kind of stuff spoils it. It just does. Like, people who have read a lot of books know what code means. If
They know the code.
Oh, this wrecked me. And guys, I do it too. Like, I'm not saying that I live in the glass house and also cast stone. I am a
Well, but sometimes with me, if I say that, it could be a random horse died.
that's true, but that's not
type
most,
of
That
animal
could
death.
be me too. The dog died.
Yeah.
Like,
Type of animal death or cruelty breaks my heart. And Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads, anytime she reads a book that she sees I'm going to pick up later that she knows has anything about an animal, she tells me. And I'm like, slow away, prepare me, because
ready
man,
my heart.
it doesn't matter what animal, as soon as I read about it, I automatically picture that it's Milo or Bandit. And then I'm just ruined. I'm like, where's my dog?
I think people did that a lot with Burning God, like what you're talking about, Alan.
Yeah.
The way that just, even when arcs were just coming out and people would describe Burning God, you're like,
Jesse, she's
can
not
we
spoiled.
not review this at all?
It's just like, I don't really mind the setup of a, like, if something happens 4 chapters in and it's like kind of sets the plot in motion, those kind of spoilers don't bother me, because
Yeah.
I know everyone is different kind of spoiler averse. I do get that. Some people, they want going blind, not even the back of the book. I get that. For me, if it could be in the trailer of the movie, I'm okay with it. Like, if you could use it to describe what the book is about, because, you know, like, when you go see a movie and like it starts out a different way than it ends up, you never, like almost never do you go in because they're not going to show you, the trailer's not going to get you in the theater at that point if you're just showing the boring beginning part. They have to show you after the inciting incident has happened because that's what the movie's about. And so that doesn't bother me. So like for example, I had Tao's inciting incident, the Rage of Dragons inciting incident spoiled for me because people talk. And that didn't really bother me as much as it might some because I'm just like, I mean, that's
that didn't bother me either because I knew about that one too.
I knew about that one. I thought it was it's on the back, isn't it?
I think so.
I don't think it's on the back, that particular thing. Is it?
I feel
might
like
go check it.
movie trailers spoil a lot now,
They
though.
do.
Like some movie trailers,
Yeah.
you're like, did I just watch the whole movie?
Yeah,
like,
I
literally
haven't
the whole
seen
thing.
the movie in a long
watch
time.
like any Star Wars movie trailer, any Marvel movie trailer. I won't watch.
The
Oh,
Marvel
really?
ones do
Yeah,
good though
Marvel
because
was
like
pretty good.
Marvel will put fake stuff in their trailers to make you think one thing happens,
Yeah,
and like they shoot like fake scenes. They don't give everybody the scripts.
Tom Holland.
Like Tom Holland doesn't
Yeah.
give scripts. He has to have
Fake
handlers.
scenes in the trailer.
Yeah. Which one was
Yeah.
it? One of them had, I want to say it was Endgame,
Fake scripts, I think.
had
Yeah.
fake scenes in the trailer. Like they had wrong people in the battles.
I remember watching the trailer
Mark Ruffalo
obsessively
and Tom
over and
Holland.
over and over and over and
Yeah,
over
Mark
again
Ruffalo.
for that movie because I'm obsessed. And I did go into watching the movie in the theater and was like, wait, but what about this scene? What about this scene in the trailer? It's not there. And
Not there. They're not there. They would,
Mhm.
I mean, and even you see this a lot, like when people talk passionately about, just passionately about a series that they finished,
Mhm.
and you haven't read the whole thing. Oh, just wait. This is gonna. People also don't understand that by saying so. If Promise of Blood at the end of Promise of Blood, a character is in dire straits as far as their health is concerned. But people don't get that by saying, oh, well, this character's arc is better in the second two books.
yeah.
You've now spoiled that character survives at
Oh,
least
yeah.
in the last book. And it's not a huge deal. It's just not. For example, with a character from the Mistborn trilogy, I now know that a character whose name begins with the fifth
Oh,
letter of
I'm
the
taking
alphabet,
that out. Not listening.
a fifth letter of
I
the
always
alphabet.
forget that she hasn't read it.
No, I haven't read
This
the
is not
series
Red
either.
Mistborn.
I haven't. I'm starting it.
I
soon.
know.
I happen to know that a character, because they say their arc over the next two books, and I'm like, well, that character doesn't die, and it's fine. That's not a huge deal, but I don't
Okay.
think
I had to literally like.
Yeah,
Which
I I don't think we think about these things when we say things. Like even
Yeah.
acknowledging that the character is alive in a later book. Now, for some series, we know the author's never going to kill characters. Like, so that's fine. But for a series with that we know characters die in,
Yeah.
that is you're spoiling that these characters do not in fact die.
What I
Worse,
try to do is like what I did with you with the Faithful and the Fallen. You're like, oh, I love Malice.
Yeah.
And you were asking me questions. I'm like, I can't answer that because it spoils something.
Yeah, I
But
like
what
that.
I do is I say,
Yeah.
I love the series. The second book is my favorite of the series, but I'm
Mhm.
not telling you why.
I got you.
So
That's kind of like my Poppy War series review I did. I tried to keep it mostly spoiler free until like the very end, and then I'm like, just the second book's my favorite.
Yeah.
Just know that.
Yeah, like RF Kwong spoiled something for me in the Dragon Republic because on her website, she's like, oh, hey, by the way.
Oh
and
yeah.
then- No.
Stuff and stuff, da, 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 da. Yeah, I know what you're talking
I'm
about.
not going to spoil it, Jesse. I promise. I'm talking to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it.
Like, don't do it, Alan. But
I'm like,
I know
oh.
what you mean.
Well, see, I thought things were different than they were, RF Kwong. But by saying the thing you said on your website, I now know that things that occurred
Things
did not happen as I saw them. So
Things
you
are
know,
not correct.
Yeah, I don't watch reviews for books until after I read them. Just
Oh,
because
same.
I really don't like. Well, one, I don't like getting any type of spoiler, right? Like even the people who don't think that they're spoiling something like you're talking about, Alan. You could accidentally say something that leads you to assume that a character makes it or doesn't at the end of a book. But two, I don't want my opinions to be swayed by someone else's points that they're bringing up. And, someone else's review is never going to make me like love a book I hate or hate a book I love.
Right.
But, it might like make me see things that maybe I didn't originally see. And I don't want to see that until after I like have had my thoughts.
Yeah.
I think
I really like the thought-provoking reviews where you're like, oh, I was thinking along those lines, but you've really put that into words and really articulated how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah.
I think the more you watch, like you get familiar with different booktubers' styles of reviewing, so you know the degree to which, like, what spoiler-free means for each individual booktuber. So you can kind of get like, okay, this person tends to talk in more detail. This person tends to talk in more generalities. This person literally doesn't say anything in a spoiler-free review. But
Literally just sits there.
I try not to. I try to watch everybody's review. I try to watch reviews.
I try
even
to
if
too.
read the book, but like I foolishly, guys, this is a plea to to anybody who comments on videos. If you hit the enter key like 6 times, YouTube will comment the comment, because I went to someone's Mistborn review before I read it, and it was an accident. I hit my touchpad and it scrolled to the comments. The top comment was a huge spoiler for Mistborn.
Oh,
That's the worst.
And like hit enter. Say Mistborn spoilers, enter.
And I can imagine what that spoiler is.
Oh,
Yes.
I know.
I was like, come
I think I know.
on, man. It was a big spoiler. Now
Is that for the entire series?
it did not ruin my experience with the book.
No,
it didn't.
for one Vish.
It was definitely something that I would have rather come upon naturally instead of having it spoiled. And so I think we just have to be careful. Like,
yeah.
and again,
And it's a tough line to walk.
oh
But
yeah,
I just let my subscribers comment on. I've got a huge group that comment on everything, and they helped me kind of tailor how I say things in reviews to make it so I'm not spoiling it, but just talking about how it made me feel, like general things about it that I like. Like, is it very character driven, or did I like the world building? Did I like the magic? Just how it made me feel. Like, Ship of Magic changed my life. But there was no way, like, that video was a spoilery gush. There was no way I could not talk about it. So I just like, here it is for when all of you read it later, because
I do that too, though. I'll be like, this is just a spoilery, gushy video. Like, forewarned. And I love those because I watch them after. Or if I'm like really on the fence about reading something, I will watch reviews and spoilers. If I'm like, I just don't know if this is for me or not, I'll be like, okay, I don't care about the spoilers. Like, I'll just watch it. Because to me, like, I can kind of know what happens, but not know the journey. If that makes sense. But like, that's a choice that I make for myself.
I feel as though you're very like open with spoilers. Not like you're sharing spoilers, but I feel as though you just reach out for all the spoilers.
Oh yeah. I'm
that
impatient and I like to know things.
So fun.
Are you one of those people that reads the last page of a book before you start?
I used to.
No.
As a kid.
No.
me.
As a kid. I don't anymore, but as a kid I used to.
You
I
monster.
I read the last sentence of every chapter before I start it.
Why?
I mean,
What is wrong with you?
Because
That's
sometimes
valid.
when it's long, I've always done it with Malazan, just because the chapters are really long, so it gives additional like incentive to be like, oh, where's this chapter going to end? And I've done it with like D&D books, like Forgotten Realms books. I've always read. I don't really know. I don't do it all the time, but a lot of times I flip to see. I think it started just flipping to see where the next chapter is, and I just happened to see the last sentence of the chapter before, because I'm facing pages. And now I just kind of do it like, okay, where's this chapter going to end? Because then if I see like, oh, and then he knew no more, I'm like, he knew no more? How? You know,
I do flip to see like how long a chapter is.
Yeah.
Same.
I do that, but I never look at the last sentence
Yeah.
of the chapter.
I don't
Neither.
think I ever do that.
I like knowing what I'm.
If
shooting.
I'm on the chapter and I like the last page of the chapter, I literally just skim down to see the last sentence and then go back and read it down. That's all I do. That's it.
I feel like if we did that with Rage of Dragons, the last sentence of every chapter was always like, so melodramatic. So like, and I will have
I will end you. Yeah.
Well, when I do that, Alan, I look for the end of the chapter because I'm OCD. I don't want to put a book down until I can get to the end of the chapter. I just turn the page just enough to see if there's a big blank space, and then I don't have to see what happens at the end.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't like about ebooks is I can't see how long the chapters are.
Well, but mine will tell me minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine
I
will
just
too,
base
but I always
on
feel like that's a challenge to me. I see that as like a challenge, right? Like I see like the GPS timer, like
Yeah.
you will arrive at 1:36. I'm like, challenge accepted. I'm gonna arrive at 1:35. Like,
Christina does that whenever we go on a road trip. Like she challenges Google Maps. She's like, oh, it's like 5 hours and 27 minutes. Her goal is to lower
it.
that as much as possible.
oh my
And
god,
so
that's why we get along so well. Because
when we stop at gas stations, she's like, no, we added 6 minutes. We gotta go.
same. Hi, Christina. I saw her walking by back there.
She was confirming that is what she does.
Yes. I do that too. Jeff does too, though.
Yeah.
Jeff always beats it.
I think back to spoilers. Like I think people should be careful. Character deaths should be protected at all costs.
Yeah.
Like character deaths shouldn't be discussed. Like unless you are in a closed room with a bunch of people who have read the freaking book. Like because character death is the biggest thing that you don't expect from books. Because
Yeah.
problems killing their darlings. I mean,
I think character resurrections too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I recently had that spoiled for me.
No.
That's like the worst trope character
I
resurrection.
hate it.
Like, it just annoys me every time.
Just kill
Yeah,
them.
I mean, you just
I
didn't
mean,
create that character, did you?
I guess we can't even ask what book because then you
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Like that's my least favorite is when you like.
And
this
that
is
is
my
the
one of my
worst.
least favorites.
The worst is when you're reading a book and like when we did the World Hopper Secret Santa thing, that was so hard. I have met all of you guys and we have these huge communities that we can talk about books now. And then I couldn't talk about it.
Oh,
mean, I
I
was
know.
Dying. Literally dying.
Oh, I know.
Horrible.
I could see Alan like, I have to talk to Leslie about Malice, but I
I
can't.
Thankfully, like the book I got was like super short. Like I read Dark Matter, so it was like a really
Leslie.
quick one.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Like I couldn't talk to you, and I kept asking people who had read Malice the questions that I had, and everyone was like, "Yeah, I don't remember." I'm like, "Can I please ask Leslie so I can get an answer for these questions? I need answer, please."
And Leslie
then
didn't remember.
No,
You know the answer. I've got to email John Gwynn.
she's like, "That's a spoiler for later."
Yeah.
Like, that's a
Yeah.
spoiler for
I'm
later.
Oh,
Yeah.
Why couldn't these people
I
tell me
don't
that?
know. I
Why
feel
couldn't these
better.
people tell me that? I'm
right.
so mad.
I'm like,
No, and another thing that's the worst. I'll finish a book that I really love, but the ending broke my heart. Like I thought something was going to die because of the ending, that I just wouldn't continue the series. So at that point, I would ask somebody who has read further. I'm like, is this safe for me to go on? Am I going to be able to handle this? Like, does
my
this
heart's
person,
safe.
does this person or animal like really die?
I think if you're asking for spoilers, it's always fine.
Yeah.
It's just like unsolicited spoilers, like people that knock at your door and say, "Hi, here's a spoiler. Enjoy." Slam.
right.
Yeah.
I hate when, like on tropes, I just hate when they're like, "We killed him," and then you're like, "Just kidding."
Yeah.
I have a funny spoiler story. This is Harry Potter spoilers for anyone
Oh, no.
who. Is there anyone in this live show that has not
Are we okay
It's
with
not
Harry
read
Potter spoilers?
or been made
I've read
aware
them
of
all multiple times.
Right?
the Harry
Same.
Potter spoilers? Okay. So it was me and my 2 cousins, my brother, and yes,
Oh, I
thank
like
you, and my mom and my aunt. We were all on our way to go see the 8th and final Harry Potter movie in theaters. And me and my little cousin, we had both read all the books. No one else in the car had read the books, so no one else knew how it was going to end. And it was very exciting. Oh my God, do you remember the hype for when those movies were coming out?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So excited. And my little cousin, who was probably like 11 or 12 at the time, was like chatting, like how excited she was, and was like, man, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but Harry, being the Horcrux, is going to be so. And everybody in the car was like, what?
Not a spoiler at all.
The whole point
Oh,
of Harry Potter as a series is
I
that moment.
I mean,
How did that child not understand that that's a spoiler?
it's a child.
How?
I mean, it probably just fell out.
Children.
So
No, but they
to this
literally
day-
prefaced it with, "It's not a spoiler." Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Did you toss them from the moving vehicle?
Yes. So to this day, every
I
time
do not
we
speak
see
to this
her,
cousin to this day.
we're like, hey, don't talk to us about this movie or this book because Harry's a Horcrux and we don't want to get spoiled. Like, Harry's the Horcrux. Hey, here's the Horcrux. Like, we all just like the big joke. And she's like, stop. Say
Okay.
it. I feel
Guys.
so bad.
I have a spoiler story, and this is a spoiler for the movie Fight Club. If you have not seen Fight
Oh
Club,
no.
Fight Club.
so something happened. My buddy was playing something. I don't know what he was doing, and I bothered him or I gave him a spoiler. I don't know what I did, but like a month later, he invites us over, and we're watching, and he's like, "Let's watch Fight Club." 5 minutes in, he turns to me and he goes, "Those guys are the same person." And I said, "Shut it off." I said, "Shut it off, Pope." I have to this day not seen that movie.
It's a really
Oh
good
my
movie.
god, it's a really good movie.
Because he was mad at me for something. I said, "I'm not gonna watch it." Turn it off. Turn it off.
Hackers.
Shut it off, Pope.
Oh
Yep.
my
Jesse says,
god.
I see him delivering drinks like
orange
To this
juice.
day, I've not seen
We're gonna try something a little more leaded now.
That's so sad, Alan.
I
Oh,
thought,
God.
I thought that you should find that child, find something that they like,
we
and
do
then
not talk about Fight Club.
Do you fail your students if they spoil a book for you?
okay. First of all, my students don't read books that I want to read, but if
I
they
mean,
did,
you're one red Akatar.
it had to do with when Endgame came. No, I saw Endgame opening day. I did not see Infinity War right away, and I told them, I said, because they did you? I'm like, guys, I hear y'all talking Marvel. If y'all say one more word about Infinity War, I will make it hard for you.
You're all failing.
Do not- the thing is, they think they're whispering. I'm like, guys, no Marvel at all. But we're just talking about the. I don't care.
Milo came to say
In the
hello.
UK, we had the issue with Game of Thrones that it was always showed at like 2-3 a.m. the UK time, and so you had the real like keynos that would stay up and watch it at 2-3 a.m. But you know, you had to go to work on a Monday morning, and so a lot of us would like wait until the Monday evening to watch it. But you'd have those real keynotes there, like, "Did you see the next episode?" I'm like, "No, I slept."
Yeah.
I watched the entirety of Game of Thrones through YouTube spoilers.
What?
The entire series, Game of Thrones, I watched through YouTube spoiler videos.
Oh dear
Oh,
god.
Why?
Okay, I don't have HBO and I'm too cheap to buy it. Let's be real. I'm too cheap to have HBO. Because I know, like, I just don't care that much. But I wanted to know what everyone was talking about. So
Well, now you know.
now I know. Now I have no desire to read the books.
I discovered pitch meetings because Jesse sent me the season 8 of Game of Thrones pitch meeting,
So
and
good
now
job.
pitch meeting is my favorite thing. And now I know what happens at the end of the show.
Well, I hope that's
Wait, you
not
didn't
what
watch it?
happens at the end of the series.
Garbage.
I haven't seen it. I've only read the books.
Oh, you haven't watched the show?
I watched the first 2 seasons when they came on, and then I haven't seen anything past that.
You didn't continue? Oh, good.
She just
Just stop at season 7, though.
Yeah,
No.
stop at season 7. You don't have
Just
to watch it.
stop at book 3 and just
when does Jason Momoa leave? Stop there.
Alan, you need to just stop right
okay,
there.
guys. I will fight with
I will
pistols
fight.
on. I will look, trial by combat to people who think that books 4 and 5 are good. Feast for Crows and Dance with Dragons are bad books. Especially
You are a bad
Especially
reader.
compare them to the first 3. It's as if someone else wrote it.
No.
He lost his editor. I'm sorry. Are you super interested in what Tyrion had for breakfast that
Yes,
day? And
I
how?
am. I love
Bathroom?
Tyrion.
Oh my
I quite liked Dance with Dragons, but Feast for Crows I didn't like because all of the characters in that one were
Are
boring.
lame. And you hear like, hey, so-and-so died. It's like, hey, thanks, Martin. I would have liked to see that from the character instead of hearing about it from these morons in the South. Ugh.
I guess
No,
I'm
it's
the only
not
one who likes
hard.
season 8.
Do y'all remember when George R. R. Martin
Did
wasn't
you?
afraid to kill characters? Do y'all remember that? When like he wasn't afraid to kill off his characters in the first 3 books?
Yeah.
Where's
Sounds
that
fun.
in books 4 and 5? Because now he's terrified. There's so many fake out like, oh, and then he fell into the water and drowned. Oh, plot twist, he's fine. Like, there's just so much of that in the book 4 and 5. And I'm like, what happened, Martin? What happened?
Gregory, Alan spoiled book 4.
Book 4.
Tyrion lives confirmed.
That's true, I did. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Oh, Alan, did you not listen to yourself earlier?
Look,
Look at you
only- I
did.
knew 2 things about Game of Thrones
All worked up.
before, like, I watched all the spoiler videos, and that's just what everyone had told me is that it's real rapey and real incesty, and I was like, I don't know.
Oh, and
I
they
don't know if it's
tamped
for
it
me.
down for the show.
Yeah, and so I don't really care.
And the thing, like when you look at George R. R. Martin and you look and you read the pages and you're like, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what goes on in that man's head. No.
Love story or Kate, I agree with you, except as Dumbledore. He should not have been Dumbledore. Richard Harris,
Aw.
I know he
Oh, dear
died.
God.
I mean, yeah, you couldn't really fix that.
Yes, he should
Okay,
have been.
Yeah.
that is so funny. We were just talking about that with my friends. We were talking about how in Goblet of Fire, when Dumbledore has done what's your name in the goblet? Like, Jesus, aggressive Dumbledore.
Aggressive.
It's that scene where you're like, okay, he's like real aggressive. No.
Christina will confirm that I say out of context randomly, Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? With some regularity.
I can picture that.
She's nodding.
Yeah, definitely.
This is my favorite.
Oh, dear God.
I can picture that.
Ugh.
Oh, dear.
I still like
Y'all
it.
are a mess. We have a good
Makes me
time.
want to rewatch the Harry Potter movies.
I know. I actually bought all of them, like a box set for Willow for Christmas.
That's nice.
Because she had only seen the first 2, and like, because that's the only 2 I owned, and she was like watching them on repeat, and I was like really sick of watching Chamber of Secrets. And she's like, "Mom, what happens next?" I'm like, "Just watch the movie. I'll just wait," because like I had the movies like waiting for Christmas. She's like, "But Mom, why don't we just buy the movies?" I'm like, "Just it'll be fun. Just wait till next year."
Gregory saying Dumbledore did that because that was right after one of his students groaned about it.
One of his students on a free day.
Hold on.
It's all right. You are.
Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
I mean, I could just picture Christina like making dinner quietly, and all of a sudden, Alan just
She will tell you that we are often quiet, and then I just feel compelled to make some
Break the
random loud
silence.
noise that says
I
something.
mean,
And
I
that's
believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
I
she is nodding her head.
definitely believe that.
Oh,
Alan's just been like, it's too quiet in this house. Got to liven things up a bit.
Right? I
don't
don't
know.
remember what a quiet house feels like.
You have children.
I do. I have heathens, actually. Heathens.
Somebody's cat is just a talking.
It's Ava. Christina is sitting at the table, not petting her, so she is gonna.
Oh, she angry.
She does. Here, show them, Ava, please. Show them this cat.
This cat.
And,
This
and,
cat.
pet, and please pet Ava while you're doing it.
She's old.
Aw.
Oh, hello.
Aw.
She's old and is super attached to Christina, and so if she is not on the couch, like sitting with, she'll just go and stands next to her and goes. "Wah, wah, wah."
That's when Alan leans.
When do I lean?
Alan
I don't,
leans.
yeah, I lean when I don't want to. I do lean, guys. All leaning is not verboten. Just so you know.
I'm
What, baby?
really excited for the Shadow and Bone Netflix.
Get your
series.
socks and stuff too.
I want to make Alan watch it.
Remember, I don't like the
Watch
I
the
don't
show.
like the publicity shot where they're wearing all black.
I know. I want like a live.
I'm actually going to read that trilogy, I think, starting next month, so I can read it before I watch it.
Sorry, but
I read the
hated
first
that.
book.
Oh, no.
I
I
you did?
hated it.
I read
I
book
hated
one.
it. I hated it so much.
I only read. Did you like Six of Crows, Vish?
I
Did
haven't
you
read
read
it
those?
because
Okay.
of that reason.
That's what
Oh,
I meant. Because like
wow.
I read the first. I read Shadow and Bone, and I didn't hate it, but I was like, I really just don't care. Like,
Shadow and Bone was fine.
so then I wikied the rest of it, so I know what happens in the rest of the series. It's like I Wikipedia'd book 2 and 3 because I was like, I really don't want to read these.
I'm about to do that. I'm about
like-
to do that just to read Six of Crows.
Everyone tells me that Six of Crows is just so much better. Like even if you didn't like the original 3, that you'll probably like.
I mean, maybe they're different. I
Six
think
of Crows.
Coins.
Six of Coins.
Six of Crows. I think is a little more mature, but
So I might like that more.
yeah, I still love the Grocer trilogy.
Yeah, my mom really likes Six of Crows.
I was
so
bored.
She's been telling me
So-
to read it.
Yeah, I Wikipedia'd books 2 and 3.
I'll do that because I really hated book 2.
Oh, Katrina
the
DNF
passion.
Six of Crows.
But even with like Wikipedia looking up all the spoilers for books 2 and 3, I didn't like the ending to the last book. And I'm like, okay, so this just like confirmed my not liking the ending.
I like it. I'm excited for the TV show.
I'll probably still watch the show though.
I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna try it out.
I'm gonna try the show.
I'm gonna try the show too.
Are you gonna watch the Wheel of Time show, Jesse? Because I know you didn't like the first Wheel of Time book.
World at all. No, here's the thing. In my review, I said it was writing style mostly that made me feel disconnected with Eye of the World. The show fixes that. I don't have
Exactly.
to read a writing style that's super description heavy. So maybe I'll end up really liking the show and then want to continue on with the series if I feel very connected to the show. So I'm giving it a chance. I'm excited.
I'm also looking forward to the Six of Crows, the Wishaverse TV show, Jesse. So
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited for the show. I'm hoping I like it more than I liked Shadow and Bone.
Same.
and
Ben
I
Barnes.
probably will watch Wheel of Time show, even though it's a book. Right,
always
so we've
breaks my
been
heart
on
when Jesse says
over an
she
hour
doesn't like-
now. So I don't know if anyone has any final questions or if we just
Oh yeah,
Did anyone ask any questions, or did we just?
Yes,
we just talked.
there was one. At
there was one about
the-
raisins.
Oh yes, raisins.
Oh, we did answer a question about raisins. That's true.
We did.
Yucky.
Raisins.
We decided
Yeah,
that
no.
Alan scares Andrew into not writing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. Like, there's. I can see how that would be the case, but
You know what? I read Andrew's book and it was actually really good.
Brian
And I'm
McClellan,
excited to see where he takes the second book.
McClellan's
in his
published.
series.
He's published through Orbit. Like they are professional company with like professional editors that are supposed to catch this kind of stuff. So it's not the same as someone who published something on their own. It's not the same at all.
I love it. He's like, no, it was a joke.
Oh, okay. Just
But
wanted-
really?
Gregory asked you a good question, Abby. What is your plan to take over BookTube?
That is a good question.
I would
She
like to hear your
gathers-
master plan.
She has all these
Yeah.
conversations to gather info for her takedown pieces, and one at a time, she's going to start taking down everybody. Jesse's the big game. Like she's got her big old rifle. Take out Jesse. The rest
Are
of
we
us.
gonna- Is there going to be like a new it's going to be a new BookTube T channel? Like one of those where like you're not a person where it's like all animated.
Oh, okay. And I just
You
filled
don't know the person behind the T channel.
Okay.
Is that your master plan?
Come up with a plan for taking over BookTube. I thought that was Alan that would have this like master plan that he's concocting behind the scenes.
Look, I'm just the voice of the people. The box. Bye.
I
It
even
is
created a
not
theme
good.
song for you on Instagram. Remember?
What's my
Mhm.
theme?
Be Prepared from Lion King.
Yeah.
That is my. I'm not gonna lie. I rooted for Scar in that movie. That's-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
As I got
gosh.
older, I realized
I
that.
rooted for Scar.
You
Joanna
would.
had asked, what has been your favorite video to film?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't know. Like, I really like the way vlogs turn out, but I don't like the filming process of them.
I know what my favorite Abby video is. It's the
Oh.
one where you were trying to see if Alan was a 5-star strumpet. That was my
That
favorite.
was fun.
I've rewatched it probably 6 times
Oh, wow.
just because I enjoyed it. Like I rewatch videos over and over and are my favorites from y'all, and that is my top favorite
Aw.
of yours.
I like
That
that
was
one. I
fun.
like your blind date with a book one.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
my
that was
second
a good
favorite.
one.
I just needed to figure out which book, and then I realized that the bookshops are closed, so I can't do it. But yeah, no, the Alan vlog I was really proud of, and as well, I was like laughing at myself whilst editing it.
Oh,
That's
I was-
great.
I was at Busch Gardens standing in line or SeaWorld when that video aired, and I was just like, I'm like, hold on, we can't get on the ride yet. Abby is slandering me.
They're like, no, sir, please move it along.
yep. Oh,
Go see the
yeah.
penguins.
That was
I
the
really
video
like
y'all
your
were on.
From Blood and Ash review.
Yeah.
That one was really
Oh
good
my
too.
God.
Yeah, I want to read that
Yeah.
series because of that.
Oh,
I know. I watched that review and I
so
was like,
good.
why?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
I
so
saw
good,
that,
guys.
and then I saw it, and then Vish started talking about it, and I'm like, okay. He had it. to my
Fantasy
list.
romance. Let's see.
Vish now like, yes,
Yeah.
but
Do
not
it
you,
before
Alan.
the third book comes out.
Not for you.
No,
No.
I like that video also because it made it very clear that I would hate that book.
Yeah, it was an anti-buy for Alan.
It was.
But see, that just
I
goes
like
to show
those
that some
comments.
person's positive review can be like, oh, well, that makes me know that that's not a book for me.
Mhm.
Whereas like some other people's like rant reviews, I could be like, oh, all the things you're ranting about actually sound like
Yeah.
something I would like. Let me get that.
Erin says she wants a collaboration with interviewer Abby and Posh Alan.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
that
love
is
that.
so good.
Oh, Posh Allen.
Posh Alan.
Interviewer Abby. That's so cute.
I know.
I didn't
I could interview Posh Alan and see how British he really is.
Yeah.
Look,
I
We all
love
know.
that.
we all know that I know more British phrases than slang
Then the
you do.
Brits.
Wait, that would be such a fun live show if you two did a live show where interviewer Abby is testing Posh Allen on
British knowledge.
knowledge.
That's awesome.
I would watch that.
That would be so fun.
I would do
Oh
it.
dear.
These are my Posh Allen glasses.
Oh my god.
Okay, coming at 1,000 subscribers.
Yay!
Yeah.
Let's get you there.
Yeah.
All right.
Make it happen.
Interviewer Abby meets posh Alan.
You can
I
quiz his poshness. I promise
Mm.
that his poshness is
Up
legit.
to par.
Fine, yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, I love interviewer. Abby.
Yeah. We will schedule that in.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
That'll be good.
I'm totally watching.
Right? I'm there for that.
Right. So shall we call it there? On that note,
On that note, let's get Abby to 1,000 so we can see this.
Big congrats, Abby.
Congrats, Abby.
Congratulations, Abby.
It's
1,000
only the
back.
beginning.
I'm so excited.
well, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, evening, night, and I will speak to you all soon.
Thank you,
Yay!
Abby. Bye.